I love pillows. You can paint a pillow like this. Watch how. For this project, I used a pillow form, DIY paints, and IOD stamping products. I used 5 different colors of paints, which I'll tell you about later. You can get those paints at GoodsonVintageTreasures.com. You can get the stamp there too. The pillow form came from a craft store. I used the IOD stamp Sprigs. This is a new stamp. And I also used the black permanent ink and the stamp pad. For this project, we're just going to use a plain pillow. This is one I picked up at a craft store. Taking this stuffing out. And I'm going to put a piece of plastic in it. You could use a plastic bag. You could use a cardboard. This is just a piece of thin mount that I have. And I have a good many of these, and I'm going to use it. This is a new stamp. This is called Sprigs. Okay. When you get your stamp, you'll want to remove the plastic top piece, which I save. And you'll need to sand it one time, the first time. And this is going to give the paint, just to give it a little bite for the paint. And I like to send it several directions. I'm going to be using an IOD ink stamp pad. I like to re-ink every time. I like to rub it in. I decided to lay 5 of the Sprigs pattern out on my pillow to get a good design. I laid them down the way they would stamp with the stamping side down. And I'm going to use a thin mount to pick them up so that they'll be all in place. I wanted the tall ones in the middle and the shorter ones on the end. And then once they were patted down in the position that I wanted them, I laid the thin mount on top of them. These thin mounts are very handy. And then I pressed, and this is to get the stamps in the right position. Now my stamps are ready for me to ink. I took the ink pad and patted down each of the 5 different Sprigs. Took a baby wipe and wiped out between them because I don't want those black smears to go onto my pillow. Now I just have to turn them over and press them on my pillow, putting them in exactly the right place. The plastic sheet in between keeps the ink and the paint that I'm going to use from fading through to the other side. Once I had them positioned where I wanted them, I simply laid the mat down. Always hold it with one hand and press each of the different Sprigs with the other hand. Notice how I hold one hand down and I press it over the different stamps. You want to get a good impression. You do not want it to wiggle, that'll make a smear. And on fabric, there's not much options if you mess it up. I wiggled a little bit there. And I had a good clear impression. Next, you want to take an iron and use a cloth over the top of it, and you want to heat set it. This is a really hot iron. I'm going to use a pressing cloth. It's just an old tea towel. And I'm going to heat set the ink. Be sure before you press it, you take that plastic piece out. I put the plastic piece back in so that I can now paint my design. I'm going to take DIY paints and mix them with a fabric medium. This one's Deco Fabric Medium, but you can use any kind you like, or you can use liquid patina. I mix some water in with it, about half paint and half medium, and then some water. And then I paint all the green parts of the stems. It's okay if I get off the line because this is going to look like watercolor. So we want a little bit of fading into each color. Once I have all the aviary finished, I'm going to move to pink, and I'm going to use petticoat pink on these flowers. Again, I mix the fabric medium and water with it. Petticoat pink is a very pale color. I continued painting the different stems using Liquid Sunshine, Mermaid Tale, French Millenary, which I mixed a little bit of the darker blue in to make it a little bit more purple, and then finally Old 57. Be sure you have sprayed your fabric damp so that the colors blend. After you finish painting Old 57 over all the pillow, you can choose to stamp the other side when it's dry and paint the other side. I painted both sides of my pillow. When it's all dry, you'll need to heat set it the same way we had heat set it before with an iron, a very hot iron. I also threw mine in the dryer for a while. You can wash it if you want for a softer pillow. It's all up to you. Be sure to like this video and hit subscribe and hit that little bell so you'll be reminded of when new videos come out. I love how this pillow turned out, and you can get all these supplies at the link below.